Who is Link in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? Ever since we have received gameplay back in 2015, many fans have been wondering which Link this may be and where this game takes place in the timeline. Ever since the Switch presentation and more gameplay of the Switch is shown, I believe we finally have enough footage and evidence to prove that this Link is in fact the hero Shade, the very same Link we play as in Ocarina of Time. Without further ado, let the theorizing begin. I believe that during the final battle with Ganon at the end of Ocarina of Time, Link was killed or unable to defeat Ganon, thus of course creating the downfall timeline we all know today. Link was put to sleep for a century, 100 years. Now perhaps that during these 100 years a war took place between the Sheikah and Ganon. In order to stop Ganon, the Sheikah came out of hiding and made a final resort by building the machines known as the Guardians in order to destroy him. For quite some time, possibly many years, the Guardians fought against Ganon and his army. What happened, you may ask? Hyrule of course is ultimately destroyed, as we can see in Breath of the Wild. As for Ganon himself, he was sealed in Hyrule Castle, the only place the Sheikah and sages could possibly seal him for the moment. The Sheikah, being smart, eventually knew that the seal would break. So of course, shrines were built and set across the plains of Hyrule for Link to be tested and trained when he awakes from his great 100-year slumber. They left a Sheikah slate for Link to use to access the trials. It's the first thing he receives when he wakes up. The old monks inside the shrine are Sheikah. We can see that in Skyward Sword, the Sheikah can live up to a very old age, even centuries. For example, Impa in Skyward Sword waits for Link and Zelda and after many years, vanishes away when her purpose is completed. Heck, she might not even be dead for all we know. Perhaps the reasoning of these Guardians attacking Hyrule is because Ganon can somehow control them with his magic, thus causing the destruction of Hyrule and Castle Town itself. Now, one of the things I want to debunk is this game taking place in the adult timeline. Many fans are saying that this game could take place before or after the event of Wind Waker. One of the main reasons is because of the appearance of the Koroks. Now in the Wind Waker, during the event of the Great Flood, many people believe that the Kokiri were forced to turn into Koroks because of it, but I believe that's partially incorrect. Rather, I think a great evil rising to the land of Hyrule causes them to change forms. In other words, they have a defense mechanism because of Ganon. Also, we can clearly see the Temple of Time in this game. It would have not existed in the adult timeline if that were the case. Another reason that this game takes place possibly after Ocarina of Time is the lack of mentioning of the Triforce. During Ocarina of Time, the only people that had such knowledge about the existence of the Triforce were the royal family, Zelda, and eventually Ganondorf. Instead, we are left with many Sheikah symbols, and it would make sense for such appearances to take place around Ocarina, as the other timelines lack mention of the Sheikah tribe itself. If anything, the Sheikah have a very big impact in almost every game in the Downfall timeline. For example, Zelda 2's Impa protected the sleeping princess until Link appeared. Even the Impa in the Oracle games looked after Link as he tried to save distant lands. Now, back to the subject of Link. Another reason I believe this Link is the Ocarina of Time Link is because the way he picks up the Master Sword with his right hand. Now I know what you're thinking, isn't Ocarina of Time Link left-handed? Yes, you're absolutely right, he is. But if you look closely at his left hand, it's all burnt and bandaged up, forcing him to use his right hand. To be fair, however, on Skyward Sword's part, the Sheikah slab and the ruins we see in the game could hint at the Breath of the Wild taking place much earlier in the timeline perhaps. They're reminiscent of the ancient Proto-Hyrule civilization of Skyward Sword. That civilization created Fi, the Goddess Sword, which became eventually the Master Sword. However, both Hyrule Castle and the Temple of Time have been built and the latter is in ruins. So it has to take place after Ocarina of Time at the very least, perhaps. Keep in mind that the Downfall timeline after Ocarina of Time is referred to as the Sealing War. Alright, so as for the Master Sword, I believe it is all rusty and old, not from age, but from the evil seeping out from Hyrule Castle and tainting the land. For so long this Blade of Evil's Bane has had to endure this evil, unable to do anything to keep it in check, except sit and wait for the hero to wield it again. In a sense, it's exactly like drinking. At first you're okay, but over time it starts rotting you away. So basically, it could be that the evil from Ganon has been eating away at the Master Sword, and that is why the Deku Tree is seen protecting it, to prevent any further casualties to the blade that is necessary to defeat evil and Ganon himself. Also, The Deku Tree wouldn't be protecting the Master Sword in the adult timeline, as it would be under the Great Sea in Hyrule. As for Skyward Sword, we're not even sure if he existed a few years after its events, but I highly doubt it. Overall, it is very possible that this link is the very same link from Ocarina of Time, and that it may in fact take place in the Downfall timeline. Hey guys, Dark Conqueror here. Hope you guys enjoyed this little short theory I made. Honestly guys, I can't wait for this game to come out. The new trailer that was released a few days ago for the Switch presentation was insane. Honestly, the best trailer we've gotten since Twilight Princess at E3. But yeah guys, let me know what you guys think about the theory. Am I right? Am I wrong? What are your thoughts? Is this the Hero Shade? Is this another Link? Does this take place during Wind Waker? I really hope not, because that wouldn't make sense, honestly. I really think it takes place either around Skyward Sword or after Ocarina, the Downfall timeline. Maybe childhood timeline, because Wolf Link Amiibo might have something to do with the game, like the developer said, but let me know what you guys think about this theory, and let me hear your theories and what you have to say, guys. Alright guys, more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching. You guys take care, and bye.